Hi, everyone. This is Angel Bernice at Project Director's Expert Talk. Today we are going to meet with Michael Neer about Agile PMO. Let me take this time to introduce him to you. He's an author, influencer, and a speaker about Agile, lean thinking, Gestalt body language influencing, leadership and team building. He's an expert on all around product and project management and also business management. Hi, Michael, how are you doing?
Good evening, Angel. Thank you very much. How are you doing?
Nice, very, very fine. It's a real pleasure having you with us on Expert Talk today.
It's my pleasure being with you and discussing this topic. My pleasure.
Okay. Well, I must say also that Michael is author of a lot of books, and he's got one about Agile PMO. Okay, and I must ask you, Michael, what is an Agile PMO?
Well, that's a very fair question. Over the years, the last 10, 15 years, we've seen a lot of Agile or a lot of PMO implementations. And the interesting thing is that usually they do not provide value to the organization. They handle methodologies, they handle administration, they handle bookkeeping. They do anything but and everything but contribute to the bottom line. And the Agile PMO is how do you take the concepts of Agile that we've seen in the last few years emerging and even dominating globally. How do we take these concepts and really become value-driven in our project management offices? And that's what the Agile PMO is about.
Imagine we've got a PMO. How can we do more Agile our PMO?
It's really about seeing what the end goal of our project is. It's really about adding functionality of project management office as you go forward, and not starting with the wrong direction. A lot of PMOs are starting with the wrong direction. They enforce command and control mechanisms, very robust and heavy waterfall approaches that encumber the projects and actually become enemies to the project managers and the program managers instead of helping them. And the PMO, at the end of the day, is there to help the project and program managers align them with the portfolios and do that in the least interfering way. So that's how we make them agile.
There are some agile methodologies like Scrum that they don't have project managers. Has the Agile PMO project managers?
Well, I've just written a new book that is, as we speak now, on Amazon, and that's about the Agile product owner. And I think as I'm working with clients, I see that there is a big difference between what we like Agile to be and maybe think what it is, and what we hear from a lot of Agile consulting companies about that, and what the companies need. And I see some dissent. I see some unsatisfaction from companies who have big companies, the business companies who are big, 10,000, 5,000 employees and more, who try to move for an Agile approach, I would say a pure Scrum approach, and it's very difficult for them to do that. So actually, for me, when I'm saying Agile, it's really about changing the mindset and thinking about value and the most flexible way to deliver it, instead of encumbering the processes, instead of making them the projects, instead of making all the processes as an obstacle. It's funny because I don't really care if you call it a Scrum Master, a product owner, or a project manager. It seems like there is this rift, there is this divide. Either you're a product owner, or you're a Scrum Master, or you're a project manager. I don't really care about these definitions. I think that what we're seeing in the last year or two is more and more about, as my good friend Nigel from the UK said, is relevant compromises, is smart compromises between the two mechanisms, so everything works hand in hand well.
Okay, imagine we've been working on making more agile our PMO, And then how can we verify that our PMO is really agile?
Now, that's a very good question. My perspective is, and that's true for Agile, and that's true for everything we're doing. Agile is lean. Agile is based on lean methodologies. Agile PMO is based also on lean thinking. And from my perspective is, are what we're doing contributing to the bottom line? Are we contributing to our customers? Are we helping our customers grow? Are we benefiting our customers? What is our value added that we're doing as we're doing our work? I was just running a simulation today. I'm here in Belgrade. And it was very interesting to see that the participants had a very difficult time understanding between value-added and non-value-added activities. It was interesting to see how people find it difficult to differentiate between what they do that contributes to the end customer, even if he's far away downstream, and what they do which adds value. For me, if a PMO does not add value after 1 year, then he's not agile. It's really about a PMO being able to provide good, clear direction to the organization. If he doesn't do that, it's not an agile PMO. It's just another paycheck that the company is giving for more methodologies, more of the same. It's not being agile.
Okay. And what's your final advice for all our project directors about going agile PMO?
This is one of the things I'm kind of discussing in the last 3 chapters in the book, and through a very kind of concise case study about that. I would say that the most important advice is think value all the time. Anything that you do is about value. If you're putting up a methodology, no matter what it is, it could be a combination of Agile waterfall, of Scrum waterfall, it could be anything. If it does not add value to the organization, if it just creates more tape work, more red tape, then you're really not doing what you're supposed to do. And I was having this discussion last week with some PMOs and somewhere else, and it was interesting to see that their initial immediate response was, well, what do you mean? Our goal is to develop methodologies. Well, I'm sorry. Developing methodologies is not a goal. It's a means. You might need a methodology to carry out what you need at the end, but a methodology, PMBOK, CMMI, ISO, these are all means to an end. And if you're not from day one thinking, how do I make sure that my PMO delivers value at the end of the day, then you're not being agile, and you're just wasting resources. So that's my final advice about that.
Okay, thank you very much, Michael. Well, it's been very, very interesting, and thank you very much for sharing your knowledge with projectdirectors.org. And I hope to have you here again soon. Okay.
Angel, it was my pleasure, and thank you very much for inviting me and sharing me with your time. I very appreciate it. Appreciate it very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.